Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. I'm your host, Liz, and I'm here with Tyrant Dominus, aka Jesus. And if it's your first time listening, we hope you subscribe. And if not, it's free. And if you don't want to, you can unsubscribe and unfollow. It's all good. But come join us on Discord and all that jazz with us. How are you, Jesus?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Been busy. Not with work, but keeping up with a lot of the stuff on the internet. This has been my most active I've been online, I would say. But
Okay.
I've been good. Busy. Not in a productive way, but maybe productive for the show, I would say. Yeah. How,
Okay.
how about for you? How about you? How is you? I know you just
I
like in the last episode you were ill because of your booster. How are you feeling now?
a little better. I'm still fatigued, but that because it could be, trying to get back into the swing of things again. So who knows? I've been doing pretty busy at work. I did about 20 medrecs yesterday. So go me.
There you go. And for anyone listening, what is a medrec? Just to
A
kind of
med
give them.
rec is okay. So you go to the ER, y'all. Always bring your med list. I don't care. Doesn't matter if you don't think you're going to be admitted. If you're going to be admitted, and med list is great because you can actually tell me what your meds are. Med rec, I go in there. I ask you what your meds are, your everything about your meds, from the strength, the dosage, how you take it, and everything, and when you last took it, and all that jazz. So, and things have changed too, because our stuff doesn't always update. And I know you say you go to the doctor's office and you updated it, but does it update it on your side? No.
Bruh.
So,
Okay. So
please
yeah.
and thank you.
All right. So yeah, there you go. So before we could jump into it, as if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see behind me we finally got all the merchandise. So for our winners, thank you for being patient. I know it feels like it's forever, but my God, shipping was so hard. It took forever to
Yes,
get here, and
kind of misplaced.
and on top of that, we almost lost some product. I was little. It was mailed to the wrong address, or actually just one street
Delivered
over.
to the wrong.
Delivered. It was
Delivered to the
delivered to the
wrong.
wrong address or to the wrong house, and we are very fortunate. It's not the first time. Luckily, we've at this point we've known this specific neighbor because we get their mail too, so we kind of exchange stuff. So in the back of my head, I was thinking, is it over there? But I was very fortunate to grab everything. We got it all. So to our winners of the 5-year anniversary contest, just wait. We're gonna be actually on the what's the date?
Hey, the
Uh,
30th, I believe, right?
Give me a second. Yeah, on the 30th, we'll be doing the live stream for to tie dye and sign them. So look forward to that. And after that, once they're kind of all nice and dried and everything all done, we'll be mailing all the winners their stuff out. So look forward to that. So, but we do appreciate and apologize for taking so long. It just took forever to ship to us, and then we have to find a time to actually dye the things. So we're busy people,
Yes.
but we do appreciate that we are working on we're working on it. But you can't beat free stuff, so you know.
No, you can't.
So but yeah, this week's episode 131 is going to be a long episode, so buckle up everyone. There's a lot that's happened. There's a lot I want to get Liz's thoughts because I for the most part have my thoughts set. I've been following this specific topic. It's going to be one of our last ones, so you're going to have to wait a little bit, but it's a long one, and we might jump into a video or two depending on how much time we're going to there is a limit to how much long we're going to do this for. But let's kind of start with a few simple stories because man, even with the big drama that's been happening, there's still other crazy stuff happening. So Liz has one for us, so start us off, Liz.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, actor Ryan Grantham, sentenced to life for mother's murder.
Oh shit, I just read the title. Oh my God, that's horrible. Like how mad we've talked a lot of kids like going against their parents, robbing them and everything. Now we've gone
I know. It
to
seems like to be the theme lately.
now we've gone up to murder. Wait, where is the Oh my God. There we go. Oh my God. Thank you. I'm glad we have this soundboard. But okay, continue. My God, that's crazy.
Uh, Grantham pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of his mother, Barbara Waite, in their British Columbia home. Dr. Ryan Gatham, well known to be a brief role in Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Appearances on Riverdale, has been sentenced to life in prison for shooting his mother. Grantham, 24, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the 2020 killing of Barbara Waite, 64, as she played piano in the British Columbia home. He was eligible for parole. He'll be eligible for parole in 14 years.
Is there a reason? Does it say why?
I'm looking for that right now. He also, Grantham confessed to the murder in a pro video and showed off his mother's body, according to evidence and presented in court. Prosecutors said that Grantham left the crime scene with the Molotov cocktails and firearms with the plan to kill Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Ottawa. He also considered committing a mass shooting before surrendering to police, CBC reported. Defense lawyer Chris Johnson said the actor who had been jailed since the arrest anticipated Justice Kathleen Kerr's sentence. I think he's pretty apprehensive about the whole thing. He's a fairly tiny person, and to go to the prison system, I'm sure he's daunting and scary thought for him. I should have thought about that. But no, they did not give a reason why he committed the murder.
Okay, so yeah, overall, God, man, this guy was on something because, like, he was about to go attack the prime minister. Oh my God, damn!
I think you're crazy.
I think he was just he was going on edge because there's that one quote Queen of Canada or something that's going around, and now we have this. God, my God, it's just. What is happening? It's disappointing. I wish we had a little bit more. He just looks like he confessed on his GoPro. Like, okay, GoPro. But
those things don't go live, do they? No, I don't think so.
No. I don't remember because I used to have a kind of GoPro. It was like a knockoff GoPro, like an action vid or something that was able to live stream. That's how I originally started to live stream, but that's kind of a tangent. But yeah, I don't know if you can. Someone can let me know in the comments if you can live stream off probably the newer GoPros, but because you connect them to your phone. Because the one I have on me here, like these GoPros, for anyone watching, I'm like showcasing a GoPro. I don't know if this thing can go live. It's the Hero Session 5. Because I'm actually currently trying to figure out how we're gonna go live tie-dyeing, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky. But anyways, that's one of the things, because we've been getting a lot of these stories of people going live with their heinous actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually pretty surprised he did not, it wasn't live streamed or something, right?
Yeah,
oh
right.
my God. Well, we're this actor is gonna get replaced for sure because there's no way they're getting him back. Well, it's quite disappointing. I generally don't.
I've never watched the series. I'm familiar with it just because my daughter dipped into it like briefly for a moment, and my nephew was into it for a bit, and he was a kid, so.
Yeah, I have.
But other than that, like Riverdale, I think I've heard about the show. I've never seen the show. I think it's just...
From everything I've seen, Riverdale is a show you watch to hate it.
I know, thank you. I like to watch shows to enjoy it.
Come on, you can't tell me there's not a show you hate watch.
No, I don't. When do I have time? Question that.
True. So, tell me about it. I recently just put out the first episode in weeks of Reaction Cast. So anyone who actively listens to that podcast, I do apologize for the kind of the dry spell on there. There just wasn't many good movies or any movies I was interested in going watch. September was pretty dry as far as interesting films for me. And television shows were going on, so I'm barely catching the end of them. So you're going to be getting, at least you're going to be getting in the next couple of weeks, new episodes of Reaction Cast. Look forward to that. One's already out, and probably by the time you're listening, a second one should be out. But yeah, I'm starting to close off a bunch of TV shows right now. I have a list of shows for anyone looking. I have a list of shows on this notepad that I'm finishing and writing the scripts to do reviews. But yeah,
Oh man, I'm just watching The Handmaid's Tale as it comes out. I'm enjoying that.
I have to watch like 7 different shows at once and decide which one I'm gonna end. But anyways, that's a whole different topic. But yeah, overall, yeah, this guy is a horrible person. I'm glad he's getting sentenced to life.
Oh, it's only 14 years. He's available for parole in 14 years.
Nah,
dude.
he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna
coming
make
out.
it.
He's
No,
coming
he's
out.
not.
Watch in 14 years.
Bruh.
New
We'll see.
person now.
Okay, we'll come back to this in 14 years and see if he's on parole or not.
You should put this on a memo. Hey, check this out in 14 years.
All right. Let's jump into another.
Which one you got?
Let's jump into one of our main ones. The chicken situation. Because
I only saw the brief title of that. I don't even like it.
Stupid TikTok trends, man.
I know, right?
All right, so let's kind of jump into this. So this is something the FDA has to warn people now, and it's very disappointing. Don't cook your chicken in Nyquil. The FDA issues warning against social media challenge. Oh my God. Like, really? The Food and Drug Administration, the Food and Drug Administration has issued warnings against cookies chicken. Sorry, I do apologize. Issued a warning against cooking chicken in Nyquil after a social media challenge that encouraged young viewers to try it went viral. Quote, one social media trend relied on peer pressuring is online video clips on people misusing non-prescription medication and encouraging viewers to do so. The FDA wrote, these video challenges often target youth, can harm people, and even cause death. So yeah, let's overall, there are some fun challenges to do, but there are some stupid ones. I can name a couple, but you have something.
This is why I'm gonna say this, because I work in the pharmacy area of life. This is why things that you do, people, will get banned and moved to behind the counter. Do you really need a prescription for damn NyQuil?
Oh God, so. I didn't think about that. Oh my God, we already have.
My brain went to. You guys do these stupid things on the internet with our over-the-counter drugs. They're gonna push you back over the counter, back behind the counter, so you have to get a prescription. Don't be a dumbass.
Let's see here. Okay, the trend challenges people to cook. We're also, before I continued, we're advising as the Convoluted podcast, do not do this. But me and Liz will be trying it later. No one can see your nod. This is an audio podcast, so Liz is agreeing. Liz is nodding yes. She's nodding yes to our listeners. The trend challenges people to cook chicken in Nyquil or similar over-the-counter cough and cold medication, according to the FDA. Okay, that's weird. I read it with a question mark. But boiling certain medications can be harmful to breathe, let alone eat, the agency warns. Boiling a medication can make it more concentrated and change its properties in other ways. Even if you don't eat the chicken, inhaling the medication vapors while cooking could cause high levels of drugs to enter your body, and it can hurt your lungs. Anything more important, because I'm trying to just see if there's anything else. There's something else. The notice includes warning against dangerous social media trends like the one TikTok challenge that urged viewers to consume large doses of allergy medication. Can you pronounce that?
Diphenhydramine.
There you go. Which is found in Benadryl and other over-the-counter products in order to hallucinate. Oh my God, that's the Benadryl challenge. Oh my shit.
Actually, I had a patient a long time ago. I haven't seen this patient, but they were addicted to Benadryl.
Benadryl. What is Benadryl? I generally don't know what it is.
It's an anti-itch one. You've seen it. It's a pink box. It's a pink tablet.
Oh, there it is. I just Googled it really quick. Benadryl. Okay.
Yeah. It's diphenhydramine. Diphenhydramine is used in a lot of products, especially like ZQuil. So.
Okay, but overall, we get the gist of it. It's just people being dumb. Like I said earlier, there are fun challenges that happen here and there, dance videos, charity challenges, little goofy challenges, nothing that harms. But then there are things like this, and they just pop off. Like we talked about the challenge that we're stealing cars, or the one where people were stealing school urinals. My God, there's just like why? And on top of that, here's the thing: people are posting these online. On top of that, like like there's just for the small amount of clout. Remember when we used to say that you get your 15 minutes of fame? That's not a thing anymore. You get like 5 seconds of fame and you're done. That's all you get.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get 5 seconds and you're just another thing. Because we, you know what's interesting is we're this day and age, the internet just moves so fast. Like the TikTok generation, I would consider, they kind of are the what used to be the Vine generation, where it's just like you just want quick dopamine hits of videos. It's just want quick, and
hmm
and sometimes you just want something interesting. It's just hard. I don't know. That's why long form. There are some people that stick to long form content. So we do appreciate for people who stick to listen to these episodes, or from when you're working or however you're listening to this or watching this. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It just, people doing this, like, even if it's just for the act, it just seems dumb. Like,
I know, right?
so yeah, you won't be seeing this. You won't be seeing this on
Crazy.
any of our TikToks. So
No, I refuse to do this stupid stuff. I work in the pharmacy. I'm not an idiot.
okay. So yeah, it's just stupid. People should just because at the end of the day, you're just harming yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kidding.
What else? What's the next one you want?
I don't know. What
Let's
do we want to talk about?
should we talk about depressing stuff, or
I think that's where we're heading into this conversation today.
okay. Let's talk about the housing market. We haven't talked about that in a little bit.
Oh no, I don't want to. Okay, fine.
Do you want to? We can. There's another one.
No, it's all good. I know it's coming down.
But it might be good though. It actually might be good. So some Gen Zers are hoping for the housing market to crash so they can afford to buy a home.
Not gonna lie, but the inflation hikes on the thing is like 6.5% right now. I saw that.
Okay, so let's find out what's happening here.
I just done that, man. Ugh.
A house buyer's activity has increasingly fringed. Talks has been simmering for months about the possibility of the entire U.S. real estate market imploding. Although experts are divided on whether or not American housing ecosystem is bracing for a correction or a crash. New data from analyst company Consumer Affairs shows that many Americans are expecting, in some cases, hoping for the latter. Especially the young adults. I think you've spoken with people and had discussions. I've had discussions with a lot of people as well. And not just young people, like older people too.
There's some people who waited. I mean, there was a person. Actually, I didn't know this about this person until my mom actually talked to them. They said they actually lived in the apartment across the way from me, and they actually waited to buy a place here because they really wanted to buy here in this complex.
Okay. Anything else? I'm trying to find something here. In 2022, housing affordability has fallen to a 3-decade low. The downturn stems from the combination of factors, mainly rising inflation, interest rates, as well as the breadth of supplies that has kept something like that. Kept by, what is that word? Actually, give me a second. I want to Google that. What the fuck's dearth?
Google it.
Dearth?
Dude, I don't know.
A scarcity of or lack of, how do you say? Dearth.
Oh. Okay, so I was right.
Dearth, okay. As a dearth of supply that has kept buyers competing for limited amounts of housing stock. As some of the factors that contributed to the housing crash in the mid-aughts emerge, like soaring home prices and fading buyer demand, it's no surprise that Gen Z, a demographic experiencing the most challenge to home ownership, is rooting over icy market downturn.
Been rooting for that for a while, y'all.
Yeah, we've spoken about this. Even in our bonus episode, we talked a little bit about it. I think we went a little bit more detailed in the bonus episode. But yeah, for sure. It's tough. We've spoken multiple times. We've joked about different houses around, but sure, I think what do you think? Do you think we're getting to the point where will there be a correction, or do you think we'll actually have a crash? Because it's been a while since we've had a.
I know it's been a long time since we've had a crash. I could see it possibly, but then with the way the federal government is implying and the interest rates and everything, I don't know. It's a 50-50 right now. I'm kind of on the edge where like I know we're needed. We definitely need it to correct it because it's crazy. Oh, I've seen actually houses come down on prices too, but I'm still waiting for it to be a little lower so for my my benefit. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. But I I know at this moment, I know my siblings are currently. We've discussed to hold off a little bit right now, just because it's just pretty bad. Plus, there's a lot of other obligations coming around the corner too. But for sure, and it's when the market crashes. I think it's gonna crash. Uh, that's it'll help a lot of people. Maybe not the people who are trying to sell their places. That kind of sucks for them, but like for now, as for me, like I'm good. Like I'm not planning on selling my house for probably 5-10 years. 5 at the earliest, 10 at the 10, 15 years, but 5 at the earliest if
you
I
can
need
always
to.
buy a place closer to my place, and that would be fun, and then we can have our podcast there.
True, true. I need to have for me. I need a comfortable housing would be like a 4-bedroom because I need a streaming room. That's why I built this office to have an extra room. But yeah, just the market right now is kind of off at the moment. All
It's
right.
been playing. I don't know. I think we might be heading towards one. I don't know. I just got to see how it all plays out. Interest rates are like 6.5% right now, 6.7. I can't remember. It's astronomical. So yeah,
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm waiting for that. I mean, my interest rate on my savings has been going up. I've been enjoying that. It's almost 2%, dude.
Wow. Actually, let's continue with the money talk. Actually, go to the DOJ article. I'll let you read that one.
TOJ, where is that one?
Right under the Nyquil story.
And then like, well, okay. Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
DOJ charges 47 with stealing $250 million from a pandemic food program for kids.
Bruh.
Ook. I think I might have overheard this one briefly, but I probably glazed over and didn't realize what they were talking about it at the time. The Justice Department has unveiled criminal charges against 47 defendants who allegedly cheated the government out of $250 million that was supposed to be used to feed needy kids in Minnesota during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Not a single
The
fuck was given
DOJ
this day.
said the indictments allege the largest pandemic relief fraud scheme charged to date. The indictments announced Tuesday involve 6 groups, all connected to the group Feeding Our Future, a Minnesota nonprofit. The defendants are charged with federal crimes, including conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, and paying and receiving illegal kickbacks. For a short period of time, these 47 defendants engaged in a brazen scheme of staggering proportions, U.S. Attorney Andrew Luger said during the news briefing.
Bruh.
All right.
Okay, so
Wow.
okay, we get the gist of it. Yeah, these people stole a bunch of money that was supposed to be used for food program for kids, and my God, the audacity of some of these people. Because
That would have been a dead giveaway. Purchase luxury vehicles to fund international travel and to buy residential and commercial real estate in Minnesota, Ohio, and Kentucky, and in Kenya and in Turkey.
yes, wait,
I gave it
Turkey.
away, y'all. Put it in a bank offshore. Nobody would notice.
I just I like, why can't we ever be part of these schemes? Like, why can't we get some of this money, right?
I know, right? I
Yeah.
would like just a fraction of like 10%. That'd be fine.
Let's kind of divide it up a little bit. So, you need a calculator. So there's 25 million divided by 47. Calculate.
Probably received about 3.4 million in federal funds. So I don't know.
Divided by
I don't know.
47. So roughly about 5 mil a person. Like, come on, where's our 5 mil? We could have been part of this group. Actually, we'll just make it 49. How much is that still? 49. That's still 5 mil. That's 1.5 mil. Come on. You could get 2 more people. We could figure something out. We'll help you out. For 5 mil? We don't care. Well, I'll use some of that money to feed the kids in my own method. Oh my god. Some of these scams that happen, fuck. It's crazy when it's this level. Because we're gonna be talking about a scam later. But it's just so baffling that it got that far, because it's meant, there's a purpose for those funds, and it's already tough enough to deal with this. And I think, where was
Kind of
it?
sad when they took the program away, because my daughter had free food last year for hot lunches, and I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, kind of
Yeah.
wished,
Yeah, you can see somehow how some of the things happen. It's like people are just like siphoning funds away like this, and it just fucks over the everyday person. Like,
I was hoping they would do it another year, because we're still technically in the pandemic. Yeah, things are better.
I
nobody
feel we're
wants-
post-pandemic.
know.
I think we're post-pandemic.
I mean, the numbers have been great. I've been enjoying that.
Like, I think
So we're keeping under 5, which is great.
I think the moment we've been like off masks for an X amount of time, we've been post-pandemic. Because I think we were, at least the state of Oregon, we had that small, like, I think we were like less than a few weeks. We're like 5-6 weeks of no masks, and then we had to go mask again.
Hmm.
That was
Your
like,
coworker called it.
and then it's been months now with no masks. Besides a few people, and I more respect for those people who are still willing to wear masks for their own safety. Sometimes I don't blame them. Like, we've talked. Both of us have talked about our outings recently, and most of the time I almost see no one with masks. It's very rarely, but some people want to be a little safer than others, right? So
It's fine. I give them props for it. I've been kind of dropping the mask lately. I think because I got my next booster, and I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Exactly. I think if you're willing to be safe like that, go for it. We're not gonna hold it against you. Like, there's nothing to hold against you. You're just trying to be safe. I don't even know how we tangent into this. What the fuck were we talking
I
about?
don't either.
But anyways,
Pandemic.
post-pandemic. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
post-pandemic. Yeah. We're just in. I would state that we are post-pandemic now for a few months now. I would say at least 2 months post-pandemic now. But that's just my thoughts. Okay.
I think we are. I think we're heading that way. A lot of experts are saying that too. So we're not the only one. I mean, there's something they're saying that we're almost there. We're almost out of it. So I'm hoping that we are out of the plague. So I mean, we still have to do with the other flu. I mean, that's an every year dynamic, but at least we're heading towards the right numbers. I'm seeing the positives in the workplace. I mean, I'm hoping that they drop our masks soon. When we start having no cases for weeks, that's probably when it will happen.
I don't think so. I think we're gonna still get them. But anyways, what's the next story you want to jump into before we get into the big one?
All right. Well, how about the treasure one?
Ooh, treasure.
That one? That sound good?
Yeah, it sounds like treasure.
Kind of lively. Make it a little lively right now.
Yeah, let's get a little bit lively. We've been talking sadness. Let's get some
depressing.
people stealing people's money that we can't be part of, and we got to be part of bigger schemes. These apparently.
I know. Well, we had our schemes, remember?
Yeah, but we're not. We don't have the time to initiate these schemes.
I know.
My God, one day. Anyway, all right, go for it.
It's like hidden treasure chests that's hidden from us. 1860s underground beer cave unearthed in Iowa.
A beer cave?
Yeah. The underground cellar next to the long gone brewery has been scanned with light, detecting and ranging in a unit to understand more of its size and function. A beer cellar that once chilled cold drinks for the oldest brewery in Iowa has gotten its close up.
Wait,
Uh,
what? That's a weird.
gotten its close up, yeah. Through historians and locals have known about the existence of the cellar, it hasn't been seen for generations until it was rediscovered earlier this year. It's like a treasure chest that's hidden from us, said Linda Smith, chair of the Madison County Historic Preservation Commission. We
Oh,
know a little
that's a
bit of its
mouthful.
history. I know, right? We know it's a little bit of its history, and there was a brewery here, and it's just better to see the physical evidence. The ground has been dug out, exposing the entrance to the cellar. On Tuesday, the Iowa Department of Transportation used a light detection and a ranging unit to scan the structure for the most minute detail. We can prepare the architecture and compare the stonemason work, said the Brennan Dolan from the Department of Transportation. It's just incredible the level of detail we can capture through the tool like that. Morris Shorter's brewery on the north side of Winterset started in the mid 1860s, but it caught the ire of some locals and eventually some town of audiences forced it out of business by the early 1880s. Shorter moved to Nebraska, but the beer cellar has remained in the same place. It's not about the
Bruh.
structure, Smith said. It's about often starts with the structure, but it's about the people in their lives and where they moved and how they interact in society of the town.
Nah, it's about finding treasure. Fuck, shit, that's crazy. I wish we
I wonder if
discovered
there's
it.
still beer, if there's still
I think
beer
they
down
had
there.
to. They still had to have something. I mean, if it was a
I
wine
wonder if it
cellar,
still tastes good too.
I don't know. A beer. I don't think beer lasts long. Like it doesn't hold, right? Compared to wine.
Sometimes, I never know. I don't know, but it'd be
How?
interesting to
Let
try
me look it up.
it.
How long does beer? How long
The right
does
conditions, in the right conditions, because it was
beer?
cold underneath under the ground.
True. How long do beer last? Wait, why can't it? I don't want to. How long? Does
I don't know. You tell me, bro.
Here we go. This is from. Let me see the site. Thompson Island. Okay.
Okay.
How long does beer? Not open beer. Beer is an organic substance, which means it consists of ingredients that are wont to spoil. What the fuck is that? Then, if
I don't
stored
know
in properly.
yet.
Yeah, this. Like Thompson Island, your someone needs to fix your site. Beer
Your
is an organic
vocabulary is a
substance,
law.
which means it consists of ingredients that are want. It's spelled WONT. Won't to spoil. If that want to spoil, they probably was an A, or they chose the wrong font. No, there's an A right there. Yeah, someone misspelled this. Someone did not spell check their stupid site. I'm gonna read it the way they wrote it. That are wont to spoil if the stored improperly. The three main culprits that lend to a hand in beer spoilage are light. Okay, there was no light hitting away. Oxygen, it was sealed, maybe. And bacteria. We don't know about that. But those are the three things. One of the reasons you often see beer stored in dark bottles is to protect the liquid from the sun's UV rays. These rays create chemical reactions in the beer, breaking down its flavor components until the beer smells and tastes like stunk spray. I won't deny that. Bacteria usually the culprit. Okay, so it would depend on the bacteria then, because if it was sealed properly, the light and oxygen wouldn't be the issue. It would have been the bacteria. So maybe. The colder the temperature also ends up slowing the life cycle of the microbes that live in beer, as such the yeast. So yeah, so there's a potential that it would have been good. So as long as it was
Told you.
okay. But yeah, that would have been cool to discover something like that, because it seems like they had an idea already that it was down there or in that general area. There was a brewery there. Yeah, it's good to see that there was like they found it and they're gonna make it a historic monument. I think that's what it said.
Historical landmark, maybe.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. More power to
Yeah,
them.
that is kind of cool. I think that's awesome. In fact, it's like finding hidden not treasure, but just like a hidden like historical point in time. I mean, What the beer tastes like that from the 1800s. I'm just saying. I couldn't drink it, but I still would enjoy it. I think it's just
That is
because
true.
this is history in my mouth. Yes,
I
I
wouldn't
left that
mind.
open, guys.
Cheers. We need a cheers on that one. Okay. So we're gonna be jumping into our main story. So before we get into the main story, don't forget you can always go ahead and get our merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. Link in the description. You can see at the moment we have some of our merch back here if you're watching this on YouTube. But
Get the sale.
yeah, there is a sale, so go ahead until October 15th. There you can use code SUMMER for 20% off, so don't forget that. And then let me try to remember what else. There was something else. I think that's the main thing. But yeah, and for our winners from our contest we recently had, we'll be having those properly made. There's going to be a live stream on the 30th of September to tie-dye those. So that's what those shirts are. They're going to be tie-dyed and given, signed and given to our winners. And
And for our personal use, there's a couple of our
there's a
shirts in
few
there,
for
you
us
know.
too. We had to get some of our own. Come on, we had to do that too. But yeah, don't forget that those will be tie-dyed and signed to the winners. We do apologize for that. But yeah, if you want to get your own to tie-dye yourself, go to merch.tyrantdominus.com. But yeah, use code SUMMER for 20% off. And we're gonna be jumping into our main story now. So
All right.
there's a lot. There's a lot that
There's
happened.
a lot, apparently.
There's a lot. So do you know? Okay, we've talked a lot about this, but do you remember what Twitch is?
Yes, Twitch is a live stream, people from video games to appropriate adult content.
I like how you said
That's all
appropriate. I like how you said appropriate. Yeah. So, yeah. To simplify for anyone, for anyone listening, or watching, Twitch is a live streaming service, where people just live stream video games, just chatting, like a bunch of things like gambling and stuff like that. And in the recent week, probably in the last, I'm gonna say less than 2 weeks. We didn't talk about this in the last week's episode. But less than 2 weeks, so much has happened on the site with its big members and stuff. There's like there's like everyday people who live stream, kind of us like us. We're just currently live stream, like we're bottom feeders in the in the world of live streaming. But then there are the top echelons, which get like 30, 40, 100,000 viewers at a time. It's like getting up there, and this is where the drama started. It was one of the top it's so we're gonna start in the beginning, and then you can let me know your thoughts on kind of the specific issues and go from there. So
Okay.
this all started with an event. To my knowledge, this is how it all started. It started with an event called Shit Camp, where it was a collection of content creators who were getting together and kind of doing like a getaway, like a get together, where all these creators get together, stream, and do a bunch of events like scavenger hunts, things like that. Just like it's a camp, it's summer camp, and it's just a bunch of the top creators going together. And there was a few people who were meant to go and decided not to. There are clips out there. I would showcase those clips, but I can't find them at the moment. I do apologize, but where some miscommunication happened and some people were not able to get. And during one of these times, one member, a participant of Shit Camp, E-Rob, he was joking with his offline chat, because you can still be chatting in the chat box even though you're not live. And he was joking with one of his viewers that he was gonna beat him up next time in TwitchCon, because it's one of those times when you get enough like you get to this point where you're comfortable with a certain like viewers, like you see the name constantly, like I know who you know who they are, like they're in chat a lot. There's a couple live stream people that I watch that they know who I am, like know who I am because I'm in their chat, reasonable amount, and they say hi and stuff. But he said that, and then he got banned
Oh,
for like a couple days.
damn.
He got banned for a couple days. He kind of couldn't do a couple things, but that was how it kind of started, because then it transitioned to one of the people who just couldn't make it to ship camp. This is where you got one of the top, literally the number one live streamer on Twitch, XQC. He, during one of the tournaments, I might be a little off on that, had a bit of a quarrel with his now ex-girlfriend. They were literally live. He was literally live, and they were arguing and broke up live with over 100,000 people listening, basically.
Damn.
So
That sucks. For her, she's probably unhappy in the relationship.
there's a lot.
She shouldn't have done that while it was live streaming. Make it more of a private event.
I don't.
Or they could have done it for the views.
No, not from what I hear. Let's see if I can find a clip.
Oh, damn, okay.
See here.
You can say nasty things in a fight.
Oh, trust me. There's, God, I don't know. Sometimes there's a limit to what can be live streamed, but sometimes I don't know. We're going to the one of the Twitch's cesspools live stream fails. Let me see if I can find it.
Dun, dun, dun. Do, 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 do,
Wake up.
do, do.
See if I can find it.
Do.
Cause there's just so much happening.
So much.
Anyways, he breaks up with his girlfriend with a bunch of people. It's just this crazy thing, and since he is the number one like streamer on Twitch, it just it gets go crazy and stuff, because for the most part his audience is pretty crazy. So if there's anyone who's listening and made it this far, if you're a juicer, like we have no issue with you, okay? We have no issue with you. This is just our opinion. We have no stake in the whole breakup situation or in any of the upcoming discussions, because he's still part of the drama too. So he does not leave. This is how it starts. Remember, these are the starting points. So he breaks up with his girlfriend, things like that, because that's gonna be the topic of talk for a couple days. But you know how the internet, like we literally talked about, that's how the internet is. That's mostly when you're the top echelons of his streaming, people will talk about him. Tell the truth about missing. Oh, I think I found it. I think I literally found it. Here we go. I'm gonna send you the clip. Post it so you can listen to it. So anyone listening, you can hear the chat. Okay, here we go. This is what happens.
I was cornered into choosing between family and Sammy, and unfortunately, what happened is that I kind of just chose family, because that's just, I don't know. So it was my fault, but so yeah, that's just kind of what happened. That's just what happened, and it was really unfortunate. So then it was pure chaos. Like, Sammy got really fucked over. I think she got the short end of the stick. Like I said last time in my logs, like Sammy isn't wrong in any of this.
So I can hear it, so
wrong.
bear with me, guys.
Natural life stuff.
Well, they're listening to it right now.
It was like yeah, just how life goes sometimes. So when it came up to me and Sammy, it was like we didn't really even argue that much. It was just kind of like, yeah, that's just kind of how things go, and it was pretty much just.
Okay. While you listen to it,
I can hear it, so I turned off the volume. So I was hoping to get captions on it.
Oh, anyways, so yeah, it kind of reason he kind of explains is the reason he missed shit camp is he had there was some family stuff that came up, and then it just wasn't working out with his now ex-girlfriend. At that point, if things aren't working now, it's just like, just you shouldn't force yourself to be in a relationship. You know, the only issue that just came around is just making it like so public like that, right?
Mhm.
So that was that. And then it gets to the next part. Probably within the next 24 hours, someone leaks a video of a streamer known as It's Slicker. He was a very popular live streamer back in early 2019 into 2020. And more recently he was falling off. And what ended up happening is, let's see if I can find the original clip. Flicker. Let's see here. Where is the link? Is it? Okay, so I think here it is. I'm gonna copy and paste for our listeners into one of the videos that was leaked.
I don't want to do a loan where it'll affect my credit history, but if that's the last case, I'll have to do it. You know.
I was really hoping they would have the live captions on it so I could hear it.
Make money not by gambling from stake, but like obviously I want fixed prices and just a fake balance or whatever.
Yeah, there's something he knows, like.
So yeah, so basically he kind of was sending messages out to people asking to borrow money. First he started by asking some of his like close friends and peers, like, hey, can I borrow like 500, a couple $100 here and there, because he kept using the same excuse to like, hey, my bank account's frozen, I just need some money to hold off and then I'll pay you back, stuff like that. And then within the last 6 to 8 months it was ramping up, and more so he was asking for tens of thousands of dollars from his peers, to the point where there's a video from CoffeeZilla who kind of rounds up the amount, which is a little over $300,000 that was taken. So he scammed. Now here's the thing: he wasn't just quote borrowing or taking money from just like peers and friends. He was taking it from his fans. Like there's one specific clip where he took money from like about, I think it was $7,000 from one of his fans slash friends ? And the thing was, they were saving that money because they were going through chemo, so he stole from a chemo patient.
Oh, that's fucked up. That is not cool.
Oh, I think I
Especially
found.
going through chemo. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Tattoo, what's up, baby?
Cancer's hard enough. Financially, it
I hope you don't
sucks.
hate me on this. It's so cringe, and I'm cringe for asking my brother. Please
Got
do
it?
not hate me.
Wait, I'm trying to find it.
Please keep it personal as well. Basically, my
Shitty.
bank account got locked.
They're just shitty human being, y'all. See, I've been somebody who's like going through that much trouble, and
And then the sad thing is there's a lot of times where here's one of his colleagues who literally lost $27,000. Here's a clip. I'll play it while you gotta check it out. So give me a moment.
I'm actually like incredibly uncomfortable. And this is like super
Love it.
embarrassing, but I don't really know what else to do
Jesus.
about it at this point, bro. I don't know what to do. I lost 27,000 from giving a lend to Slicker. I thought I could
just some of
trust
the
him,
comments. This is crazy.
and I guess I just couldn't, bro. And
Yeah. There's one here. See if I can find.
27K. Fuck.
Yeah, 27K.
I would never give anybody 27K. Jesus, I like you as a friend, but you can't.
But
You can't borrow that much
but
money.
my bank account's frozen. I just need. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. You know, I like. Don't worry about it. There's one more video before I get to the reason he took all this money. The where is it? Where is it? Hey, I'm sorry, everyone. There's one video specifically I need Liz to look at. Where are you? Where are you?
It hurts, so it's all good.
Come on. This works. Where is it?
Hey everyone, are some of you wondering why my channel has no VODs? I
What the
decided
heck
to
is that?
upload all of my VODs to my dedicated
That is so weird. Oh, here it is. Found it. Okay, this is one of the people. The sadder thing is when. Okay, so the thing is when you're asking friends and peers for money, because that in itself is like already hard, you know, asking people for money. But then there's people when it's your friends, like, so
Even I'm really sad and I'm really depression, but at least I need to try. But he just said he even didn't try. You know what? Money was even doesn't matter at the time. I just said because he just didn't think about me. He just didn't give a fuck about me. I thought he's my friend. At least he
Oh, she's so sad. She's crying.
was trying to. He should try to. Oh.
yeah. So there are people like in this friend group where, you know, you think these people are your friends, even if you're your peers and colleagues, and you're just like, no, they were just using you, and that's kind of disappointing at this point, because she even says it wasn't even about the money. It's just like she just felt that she was just used, and that's always very disheartening. Like, and anyway, so to the main topic is why he was asking for money. The issue became, and it came to light, he actually admitted it, is he has a very horrible chronic gambling addiction. So that was the main issue. That's why he was going around asking for money. It's one of those things where he was hoping, you know, by asking for a little bit, he would win big, pay people off, but it just never really happened. To the point where there was actually one specific streamer known as Trainwreck who actually gave him $100,000.
Holy crap!
Not all at once, but in the long run. And he told him like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this, but we're not gonna associate anymore. Kind of like we're cut off." You know what? Sometimes you just gotta do that with some people. Just either cut them off or just here's how to help you, but I'm done. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it just skyrocketed, because here's the thing: he was scamming peers, fans. Like there's like people who didn't even who used their college tuition to help this guy out. Like this, and I understand like gambling addiction is a real bad thing, but it's just like,
I know, I get it.
But he, like I said, he admitted that he had issues. It just from all the videos I've been seeing, he doesn't look like he's just planning on getting any help. It just doesn't feel like it. There hasn't been any statements from him.
The money.
Huh?
He's funneling the money. He's taking in the money.
I don't know. I think he's broke. On top of that, he's still not. As far as I know, he's still not banned from Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, he's still not banned. He went live and he was still earning money and stuff like that. I think he's off the partner program, but yeah, he's just like it was like damn
And
man.
think of how many people he lost for fans, and then on top of that,
Fans, friends, it's
yeah, exactly. It's just like how many. So how is he going to make any money on Twitch when he doesn't have the viewership? I guess you can say.
so that's how that happened. Now it still continues from there. That's not even the end of it. That's just 24 hours after the breakup situation. From there, the discussion then becomes because there's two sides to this. There's people trying to like feel a little bit bad for him, like he is a person who's suffering through gamble addiction, but you gotta focus on the people who were scammed, the victims of this situation, and handle that. And there was just like, because there's been a discussion about gambling on Twitch. It's been an issue of these crypto gambling sites. People are like, because people are impressionable. You watch people do slots all day, like you're gonna just want to do it. Like there's people that just get that high from that. Like we can't, you and me can attest to just having that just little bit of nick when like, oh, we pull something, that's cool, yeah. But I've spoken about how I have just a really bad habit. I don't think it's addiction. I wouldn't say, but you others can say so. Of just like I get into these like weird buying habits, like say like shaker cups and shit. Like I just get into these modes, but it's not like it's affecting me or my family. I just have an abundant amount of shaker cups. Yeah, it's true. But I here's the thing. I catch myself when I'm doing that. I know when like it's a little too much. So it's just like one of those things you gotta really keep an eye on when handling this. So people, there was this discussion online, just people just showcasing all these like tweets and all these DMs of him messaging and all this, and they were then pushing there was a few people mostly so like some other top creators, Miz and Pokimane, some of the other top creators on the site, were pushing to kind of then stop gambling on Twitch, using this as a momentum to do it. So using it for somewhat of a positive, right?
And we talked about Twitch gambling. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So the fact that this is now really pushing the case of it, yeah. I
so then there was a tweet from one of the top members of named Asmongold. Give me if I can find that. There's a lot. Let's see here if I can find it. There's a lot. Let's see if I can find so many logs to go through. Okay, let me see here. Asmongold, come on, Asmongold, Twitter. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I think here it is. Okay, so the tweet was from September 9th. Okay, this is where it's the next phase ended up. How this is from Asmongold. How in the fuck is Slicker not banned on Twitch? Guy literally uses a platform to defraud dozens of people, streamers and viewers alike, and admits it. Gideon is still sitting on a permaban while Slicker gets to go live and laugh about actual crime. It's an absolute disgrace. And he tags Twitch. Now this is where the next thing happens. Remember when I mentioned earlier Trainwreck, who gave Slicker $100,000 and kind of then cut off ties with him? So then he tweeted under there, because your pals decided to it was in their best interest to use and platform the very person that scammed everyone for his horse racing and tennis bets to somehow twist it and wager their war against me. We both know deep down why the insecure little man is doing this. So for anyone who's not informed with Twitch, Trainwreck is one of the top like crypto gambling streamers. He does other things, but that's who a lot of people know him. He like streams hours of crypto slot machines. Like that's what he does. Like he makes millions off that. So that's his like main thing. Let's see here if I can continue. Where is it? Where to go next? Come on, I need to find the rest. So yeah, like the things he was that Slicker was kind of betting on were horse racing and tennis. So that was kind of the sports betting. That's what he. Yeah, I know.
Tennis?
Yeah.
Where is this?
Yeah, so that's what.
Tennis?
But then he was mentioning that his friends were using the platform to kind of go against crypto gambling, right? To stop gambling on Twitch, which upset Trainwreck. Like, to each their own, right? Let me see if I can then find where to go from there. Let's see. Because then if I can then there's a lot.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah. My God, where is it? Oh, fuck. I wish there was not so much, a little bit more catalog. I wish I cataloged this a lot better. I just been watching this. Okay. Then can I not? Come on, there's the tweet right there. Okay, here we go.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Tweety, tweet.
Where is the next part? Okay, here it is. Someone actually screenshot. Thank you, this person. Okay. Then Miss Kiff tweeted under that, if we're going to deplatform people for scamming others, shouldn't we ban you for Joltcoin a few years back? So then Miss Kiff then caught Trainwreck on it because just accusing him of something of like a crypto coin that we've talked about, crypto scams and stuff like that. And then he tweeted, Trainwreck tweeted under Miss Kiff. This is where it gets crazy. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual harassments, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy.
Oh, damn. Damn. Wow.
So then it came to, yeah. Then,
man.
so,
Dirt after dirt after dirt. Damn.
So the way
you thought it was getting, it went from PG to like PG-13 to damn, we're in the RX ray.
yeah. So it got to the
Bruh.
moment where if you read that, it made it sound like that Mizkif was like part of these sexual allegation scandals, like he was the culprit. But he later reiterates that it was actually one of Mizkif's friend. This is who enters a new actor into this plot. His name is Crazy Slick. Not a good day to be a slick this week. So Crazy Slick, a year ago, apparently there was a girl named, trying to get all this right. There's her tweets right there. Her name. I want because at the end of the day, some crazy stuff happened, and I want her story to be told. I think her name is Ariana. How do you pronounce her name?
Ooh.
It's right under the. There's the article right there, and under the article there's her Twitter. Ariana Lee. Look
Where
under.
Philip DeFranco goes?
Okay,
No.
look under. It should be under the top 5 most expensive houses. Her Twitter thing right under there.
Oh. Oh. Adriana?
Adriana Lee. I think Adriana.
Adriana Lee.
So yeah, Adriana was the main victim of the situation. That tweet longer is going to be a bunch of things we'll talk about in a little bit. But apparently, roughly a year ago, there was an incident where Crazy Slick, quote, this is the original thing, where there was like a party and she was inebriated and she went to pass out in a room. And apparently Crazy Slick allegedly originally that she went to go check her pulse, but then was later said that he groped her. So that was kind of and apparently this is where it all goes crazy, is where people were then on Mizkif for kind of using his friends to kind of do a cover up on this.
Wow.
Okay,
Crazy.
what are your thoughts at the moment? Just kind of jumping into this next phase.
It's crazy. It just seems to escalate this story, and it's just like, wow, something that was in the closet, she probably kept hidden, and now it's coming all out. So
Here's a few things. The thing is, this was brought up by a different individual. It wasn't her who brought it up. It was a completely different individual who brought it up. And it's a good thing that was brought to light. It's like people should face the consequences, and people should have voiced their issues, because she's talked a lot about it. She's been struggling through a lot of this, because there's moments where some victims don't speak up about these things. So it's a good thing, but it was just how it was brought out, in my opinion. It's just like this fight, because now then it just became a story about then the cover up and not the actual thing. There's a lot to the story, because now the story is about how the cover up is happening. Amazing. And Mizkif he's part of he was one of the founding members of OTK, a organization, and he's been removed from that because of this quote cover up. There's been a lot of discussions on this. It's probably still happening. It'll probably be over by next week, because that's how the internet works. Is the next hot topic. But apparently this Crazy Slick was like just a degenerate online. If you look through the quote treats, go through the
there's
things.
so many of them. I don't even know where to start at this point. So
there is so much. Like go down to one of them. Look at let's see here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the 4th one. Look at that.
Which one is that one? How does it start?
So there's the top one, so there's like 1,
2,
3, 4. Thank you.
What? Oh, Anon?
Yeah, let's do that one. Read that one.
Easy select. Question marks. I'm not horny. I'm just in love with you. Your voice. You're so beautiful. Everything about you. Your art. Oh my God, please marry me. How many times do I have to reject you to drill the idea into your fucking head? Oh, you're so amazing. Wow, so thank you so much for talking to me. The fact that you use the energy to type to me means the world. I love you so much. We will be married one day. Soccer match?
Okay, continue going down to September 20th. And let's see, September 20th. And go to the second one. Run fan.
Okay. SMD.
What? Which one?
SMD.
Oh,
Putty. If you
my
ever meet your
contribution.
done.
My contribution. Where it says my contribution.
My contribution. This emoji signifies me standing with
Yeah,
you
yeah, that one.
genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that one, but I'm reading the all the stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, go start with the top.
I think I have it. Rhett, I'm showing you my dick. I don't care. I'm horny. You're going to consent before I get canceled. Nope, no consent. Dicks are ugly. SMG's pussy. If you ever meet your done on site, you're getting bent over immediately. Your hair's getting pulled so hard, your choke slammed. Why? Thrust from behind you, Juji. Look at you. You should rewrite a fan fiction. Laugh out my ass off with this literal erotica shit. Why the fuck would you mean? I didn't just send you nudes. Most girls do. Laugh my ass off. Actually, yeah, kinda. Jesus Christ. Sorry, though. I misread and thought you were a slut. Laugh my ass off. Only and girls gross me out. That stuff is not for me. I hate it. Trashy IMO. No way you're switching up this hard right now. I would date a girl with OnlyFans. I guess that's all I'm saying. Do you realize when you were begging for an ass shot?
Yeah. That's just one of the many
Crazy.
yeah, it's not good. Yeah, like there, and yeah, it's crazy to see to just read this and how aggressive this is, and it's one of those things where, remember, this kind of stemmed off a gambling thing into
I
this.
know, right?
And then eventually he went into hiding for like less than 24 hours. They found him because it's one of those things you got to be really careful where someone might like unalive themselves because of this, because when you're on the internet, he's pretty young, he's like in his early 20s, and you have to be really careful with this because a lot of people put it in like in a corner, basically in a really horrible corner. Kind of, those thoughts happen. They were luckily able to find him because he kind of did these cryptic kind of like goodbye messages to his friends, but they did find him. But he's been kicked out of the house. He's been kind of removed from the friend group. There's a lot of people who then came out because he lived with Ms. and a few other people who lived in his house. And it's one of those things where you find out your friend is a horrible degenerate, and it's like sometimes it's surprising. Like there was a statement recently made by one of the female streamers that lived in the house, named Embaru, and she kind of told her story, or her side of kind of just how she felt of the situation, because there's a lot of here's the thing, a lot of people are affected because one of the heads of the organizations just kind of got booted out because of this quote cover up, which is not 100%. It's just there's a lot to dig in. And the organization OTK recently put out a statement saying, let's see if I can find the statement. God, there's a lot of homework, everyone, but we have to make sure we're doing our best to make sure we know what we're talking about, just to, we don't want to be in the wrong side of stuff.
Kidding.
So they put out a statement. Okay. To the OTK community, when OTK was formed nearly 2 years ago, we strived to create an gaming organization that embodied values as creators, gamers, and individuals. Yesterday, a series of clips and content surfaced relating to one of our founders. Due to the seriousness of what's being brought forward, we have begun the process of contacting a third-party legal organization to investigate the issue in detail. In the meantime, Ms. Kiv has been placed on leave and will be stepping away from his organization duties pending the results of the investigation. OTK strongly condemns sexual harassment, assault, and bigotry of all forms. We appreciate your support and patience during this time, and we will provide updates as we receive them. So they are taking this serious.
It's good. Well, good on them for doing their part. So
So yeah, there's a lot. So so what are your thoughts at the moment? Like just going.
So much overload. That
There's
kind of it started off with some minor thing to a huge catastrophe. It opened a can of worms, basically. I'm still like trying to reel with it. Now, how did we get from point A to point 122?
there's a lot, and I've been doing my best to follow this uh for the last week. I think there's a video that, oh, if you want to, we can quickly watch to kind of explain everything to anyone who's listening and probably confused at this point.
I am too.
All right, let's find this. Let me find this video so we can jump into that and we can kind of summarize. Let's see here. Game. Twitch is collapsing. Maybe it's that one. The end of Twitch.
No clue.
There's a
You've been
lot.
following it. Not me.
Trying. There's like so many videos. This one.
Dude, the past 2 weeks on Twitch.
Yeah, okay, I think that's it. They're going to be posted. Actually, I'm going to screen share.
I can hear it. All right. Done. Oh, 20 minutes. We're not taking 20 minutes to
No,
watch
we're
this.
not going to go into to his like basic and him just okay.
Have been crazy. The things that have come out, the drama, the scandals, the new information is insane. It's probably the most drama-filled month in the history of Twitch. It's imploding in front of our eyes. And welcome back to Mogul Mail. We got to cover everything today. But let's go back to the start. All right? If you missed anything, I will cover it all. It all started about 22 days ago when
3 weeks ago
announced Shit Camp. That is her big event. It involves a bunch of creators all coming together to foster friendships and then also create content that is bigger than the sum of its parts. However, there was some initial feedback that was kind of negative about the event, especially on the live stream fail subreddit that said this event is an easy skip because Soda Poppin' is not going to be there. And that wouldn't really matter normally. However, one of the big people that were meant to go, XQC, biggest streamer on the platform, decided to not go the day of. How did he let the people know who were running the event that he was not going? He typed it in his offline chat, which he now admits was wrong to do, but here it is. This is it. He said, I'm not going. Soda's not going. I don't feel like it. I need Soda to run good stuff for me to feel comfortable, all that, yada, yada, yada. Which kind of left the event with somewhat of a bad taste in the people who were there, and also maybe some of the viewers. It helped perpetuate the narrative that they were already sharing. Now, X has apologized for this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're just talking about what happened. All right? At the event goes great. E-Rob gets banned. Feels bad, man. After the event, Soda Poppin' does a podcast with his brother, D-Kane, and in it says this. Let's listen in.
And also, Wrath is coming out. So I told him way before, hey, I'm not going. I'm sorry. Like I want to say like months before.
Okay. All right. So let's just repeat what he said there. Wrath is coming out, World of War thing. Great. World of Warcraft. Sorry, I'm a little bit boomery here. And he's not going. And he says, I told them I'm not going to go. Well, here's the thing. That clip of Soda Poppin' was shown to XQC, and then XQC watched it, felt like his back was against the wall, and gave his real reason for not going right here.
like
I played this for everyone, so everyone listening. I played this
was
audio
forced
already,
into
but
choosing between family and Sammy, and unfortunately, what happened is that
like I said, it was about family and
chose
his now ex-girlfriend.
This is heavy stuff.
So there was like
right?
stuff
If you
happening.
don't understand, XQC is talking about the real reason for him not going being he had some personal issues with his relationship and his family. Sammy was his ex-girlfriend, and he had to choose in some situation that they were in between his family and between his girlfriend. That was a situation that he was in, and that was the reason he did not go. Not the soda poppin' is not there. But because that clip that said, I told them I was not going was shown to XQC, and he interpreted it as, I told him I'm not going, he shared this information, which led to a crazy saga where they had a very, very, very public breakup because Sammy saw that, a.k.a. Adept, then talked about what she felt about the situation. Then XQC reacted to what she was talking about in her reaction to him. And then they ended up talking together online, which led to this moment, which is crazy that this was broadcast.
You know how I am. Okay, I don't cut it halfway. I have to go all the way. I don't have any things above my head all fucking day.
I can't do this with you anymore. You are not a victim here. You have never been a victim here. I'm done speaking with you. You are not a victim. Stop victimizing yourself.
This is the Kendrick Lamar week
Okay, so there is that.
together moment of Twitch. It's the biggest streamer in the world that had 120,000 viewers. Crazy. And this is where the story would normally end. However, in the midst of all of this is when Slicker came
Okay,
out as a
now
Slicker.
the next
That's
part.
when this whole thing, he was sending the videos to people. I made a mogul mail about this a couple days ago that goes a little more in depth about it. But basically, this streamer Slicker was revealed to be scamming almost like 100 people out of over $300,000. Crazy, crazy stuff there. Here's the total tally.
There are over 55 people on this
More
list
accurate.
owed money right now, and the total scammed is over
Ooh,
$300,000.
look at that.
Way more than I thought.
And what
Almost.
did I learn from these 55 people? Well,
CoffeeZilla goes more in depth about
But
that.
yeah, there's a whole
Quick,
video,
little
CoffeeZilla,
bow
so
tie
anyone
on
wants
that one, by the way.
go ahead, check that one
Me
out.
and XQC are teaming up to pay people back.
Oh
why
yeah,
XQC?
I forgot to mention that XQC and Ludwig, who were watching this on Mogul Mail, are working together to pay off all the people who had lost money. Completely forgot that. So I'm glad there's a way for some of the victims are getting some of their money back. So there is some light at the end of the tunnel for some of these people who were more than likely were not going to get a dime back.
Yeah.
So that's just there.
XQC, I think in part he feels guilty because he's earned a lot of money gambling. Maybe it's a good PR thing. Maybe he's just rich and doesn't care. Why am I doing it? Because you will probably see a stupid mobile game sponsor on Mogul Mail. in the next
One day we'll
month
get a
or so.
sponsor.
And that's all I have
One
to
day.
do is
I
do
had a dream
one
of the
little
day.
sellout that hopefully you guys are okay with, and I can make dozens of people's lives a lot better, which to me feels like a worthwhile trade-off. All right, I don't mind doing that. I don't mind shilling out for some terrible mobile game, unless they're listening to this, in which case it will be great, in exchange for doing a positive good.
Yeah.
And so that's that there. Very good, very awesome. Slicker, by the way, has got his sub badge removed. He is no longer a partner on Twitch.
Okay,
He's not
so that's a
even an
good thing.
affiliate anymore. He's not banned yet. I think he should definitely be banned.
Yeah, I agree. He should be
but
banned
at
after
the
doing
moment,
all
he's not
that,
banned.
all
He
that
cannot
illegal
make
stuff.
money on the website. And that's where you would think the story would end. That's where you would think the story would
You
end.
think so?
And in like conjunction with the Slicker story, there was a big movement. People were using that as a big movement to remove gambling on Twitch.
Yeah.
Which I think is an okay thing to do, by the way. The first thing you should do in any situation is make sure the victims are okay, which is what I did. I offered to pay for the victims, and that's the step I'm doing to make sure the victims are okay. The second thing is, and I think it is okay to use momentum talking about how gambling is bad to make a positive change for the future, aka remove gambling on Twitch. Now, the gambling Slicker was doing wasn't even slots, right? To be clear, he was gambling on like tennis matches and golf matches. However, gambling is still the topic, and if you can use something to make positive change, I think that's fine.
Exactly.
And that's what
We talked
someone
about
like
that. I like use the best way to help educate and probably remove the problem. And so we
Yeah.
continue.
Twitch should ban gambling.
So this
Pokimane did the same thing. Got a
Yeah.
bunch of likes for it. I would say a little, maybe less.
Close to 400,000
genuine
likes
when it
combined.
came from Mizgif, because I don't think he was as concerned with the victims as maybe riding the momentum to say screw gambling. Because he's done gambling sponsorships in the past, and from that came a really weird
Here's the
Right?
next
'Cause Mizkif was
story.
really riding this. We gotta ban gambling thing. Even Asmund Gold said, "How is Slicker not banned? All right, we should definitely ban him for scamming people." And then Train said, you know, this whole thing about how it was actually horse racing and tennis bets, and it wasn't actually slots gambling. You shouldn't try to target people like me. Mizkif replied to that saying, if you're going to deplatform people for scamming others, shouldn't we have banned you for Joltcoin a few years back? I don't really know the reference. I guess Train at some point took a crypto called Joltcoin to make money. And then Train replied with an absolute bomb.
There's the next
Right?
part.
They were trading jabs, and he went for the Hail Mary uppercut. Said, "Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy."
Still a very strong statement said by someone. I like that is a strong statement. So,
Wow. All right. What are they referring to here? Let me break it down for you. There's a good friend of Mizkif, a guy that Mizkif lives with, called Crazy Slick. He's a streamer in his own right. And Crazy Slick had was accused of sexual assault by a streamer named Adriana Lee about a year ago. And it kind of died out very quickly. The general story went that they were at a party together. She was feeling very sick, very drunk, went to a bed to be by herself. Crazy Slick went in, and then when she was like passed out, not really fully there with, you know, full consciousness, touched her inappropriately. Right? That is what Adriana said. And then Slick was like, "No, I was just checking her pulse," which is weird to do. You know, what are you? Like Dr. House? That you don't have to do that.
yeah, that's
You shouldn't touch someone who doesn't want to be touched, and especially who can't consent to being touched, right?
exactly.
But the original Twitlonger about that, which came out, I guess, over a year ago now from Adriana, got shoved down, you know, and kind of got stopped talking about very quickly. Why? Well, I guess we found out from this Train tweet, and this was uncovered by Adriana herself on her stream and many other people's streams. Well, Mizkif sent Maya and Mitch Jones to cover it up. AKA, I guess they went to Adriana and asked her to speak more nicely about Crazy Slick than she might have wanted to. Speak less honestly about the incident so that it wouldn't hurt Crazy Slick as much. And that was a way of kind of shoving it down, which is a terrible thing to do, because after that, Crazy Slick did not stop doing bad things. I mean, look at these DMs.
Yep, we literally went through all these.
Yeah.
Not
It's
all
nice
of
to
them.
see this from a very committed story. Like I like the storylines a little bit more committed, so we can have it more of an idea. I think I'm starting to understand where everything is coming out. So
Yeah, and then we kind of then closed it off with to the point where I think he'll just continue with all the crazy. Okay, we talked about that.
People feel unsafe in a community, you just leave the community. The world is very, very big. Twitch live streaming sphere, very, very small. All right, very irrelevant to the whole world order. And you, all right, are lucky enough that you're not going to jail. What you should do now is apologize to those you hurt. That's exactly what I sent him. Leave the small part of the internet where the hurt was caused so that they can feel safe here.
That's
you
true.
don't have to feel safe here because you shouldn't feel safe here because you make people feel unsafe here. And then take this as an opportunity to be a new person, a better person. All right, not the person that you were. A second lease on life in a way. All right, and be a positive member to society. That's what I sent to him. And he should no longer be in the streaming sphere. Plain and simple. The attention of this was barely on Crazy Slick, barely on Adriana's story.
Yeah.
All right.
Next part.
Why? Because it was really on Mizkif. There was a huge Reddit thread about this and a bunch of tweets about this clip that surfaced from Miz.
I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking like sexual harassment, right? I mean, like, no one, of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit.
This is Miz
I like how he said a low scale of sexual harassment.
Wow. Yeah.
So yes, clips were surfacing and stuff like that, and then like I said, like I said earlier, the narrative was starting to move away from kind of the main topic.
Speaking way too candidly and way too stupidly about sexual assault, saying it's low scale, like there's a tier list that we have to drop every year on what sexual assault we need to rank S tier, what sexual assault we need to rank F tier, and really, I mean, showed that he was not only protecting someone who sexually assaulted someone, but also very callous about the entire situation. And then a little insult to injury, a little dirt in the wound. Right around the same time this is all unfolding, Ice Poseidon.
Oh, I completely forgot about this part.
Renowned piece of shit and should not be revered in any way for exposing someone because he has never been a great member of any community. Released a bunch of DMs between him and Mizkiff where he's just saying every slur under the sun. I mean, he goes through them all, and this is all ranging in 2019 and 2018, so past 3 or 4 years after he was already a sizable streamer. Like, terrible stuff. And to be clear, Mizkiff has talked about on stream before that he used to say slurs. He admitted to it. He said, I used to say slurs. I was very edgy, and I've changed. Whether he changed because he had to, because it's the times, and that's the only way to become a successful creator, or because he wanted to morally. Either way, good to change. But it is much different to say you used to say slurs and then look at the way that you said slurs, right? It's
I think we've spoken about this. Like there's like it's never good to do it, but when you're in your friend groups, you kind of do it, and it's how you say it too, mostly in text and stuff. Like that's where it got spicy.
That's a lot. It's a lot realer. It's a lot harder to stare at, and it's a lot harder to accept. And especially because the people that he told were his viewers, this is much different. The people who are seeing all these DMs now are no longer his viewers. I don't
Yeah,
really
it's
think
like there's like the outside people. There's people who watch him.
F-slur, and it is derogatory term for other minority groups. It's
Bruh.
everything. It's the whole Mary Poppins bag, and he reached in deep for it. Which look, it is funny because 2 days ago he dropped this.
Streamers are all garbage human beings.
Quick says you, and that's
Damn.
and that's kind of where it was ending.
So that's kind of where it was ending. But then this is the next part we're about to jump in just before we decided to watch the video because it's a good way to close this off.
There was different spats that were going on between streamers during
Some
all of this,
positive
related to
positive
all of
notes.
this, until today, where
Or a few days
Twitch
ago.
dropped an absolute bomb. All right, maybe the greatest PR move they have made in the past 2 years, maybe the greatest policy move they've made in the past 5 years. Twitch has now banned gambling. All right, in response,
They have banned gambling, which actually did it.
Finally.
So
We've been talking about that for a while now.
and
So
a huge outcry that happened on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else, Twitch let out this statement which said gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community. We've reviewed our policy. Today we want to update you on our plans. We're going to be making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the U.S. or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. The sites like Stake, Rollbit, Duelbits, Roobet are all going to be banned.
yeah, but there's still a but.
And these are the main sites that we're using. These are the sites that Trainwrecks uses, Trainwrecks TV uses, the site that XQC uses, the site that Drake used when he streamed on Twitch for a couple of hours. And it's a big change. It's a huge change. And I gotta admit it, a huge win for Twitch at the tail end of a crazy tumultuous 2 weeks. And what was the CEO tweeting while Twitch was going for their slam dunk? So weird that Twitter doesn't save your drafts and there's no drafts at all on the website that I can find. Does anyone know why? Why don't you talk about things that matter, Emmett? I don't understand. Anyway, that's it. That is about everything that happened. What should come?
So yeah, so we kind of got to. There's another thing that just recently happened, but
oh man, this pot keeps boiling over, does it?
so yeah, give me. Uh,
We'll be fine soon.
yeah, we're just about done.
We're about done, guys. Stop.
So yeah, the other thing that just recently happened is more of the Twitch community and how the pay is being done, but that's kind of its own story. We can probably talk about that next week. But for the most part, this huge drama that happened in these past few weeks. Thoughts, questions, exhaustion. Where are you at?
Yeah, it is exhausting. The fact that it's just like one can of worms opened, another can of worms opened, another can of worms. It's just like, yeah, I mean, there came out good outcome, but we're still like, we got a lot of other things to fix. But
well, there's two outcomes. There was the sexual assault case, and
yeah.
a bunch of the other women who came out too. That, and then the second is the banning of gambling on Twitch. Two major positives. There's a lot of people like who were hit in the crossfires, but it's just one of those things where it's up to now the public to kind of showcase, and we've seen this mostly with the Johnny Depp case, where the court of public opinion is where a lot of these things, because now that I think one of the major hits was Mizkiv for his like misconstrued comments and stuff like that. Like, he's been removed from his organization. Hasn't been online for a while, which is smart, mostly when things like this is being investigated and stuff like that. But more than likely, I have a bet with a coworker that he's gonna probably be back online in a couple of weeks, and when he goes live, there's gonna be thousands of people ready to see what he's gonna say. I'll be one of them. But yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks, and it's just, yeah. Like I said, everyone, this was a long one. This was a long episode, but there was a lot to discuss. And at the end of the day, I think some positivity came out of it. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree with that. Yeah, definitely a lot of worms.
A lot of worms. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, because Liz has been getting ban hammered like crazy, and she needs to be out of this call soon. So
yes, unfortunately.
So don't forget to pick up your merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. There's a link down in the description. Follow us on our socials to keep an eye on when we're going to go live, because we do these episodes live. But if not, thank you for listening or watching this wherever you do, on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, like a bunch of thank you for watching or listening. We appreciate it. Any final words, Liz?
Stay out of trouble, everyone. We just have one solid week. Not having some chaos.
All right, everyone. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.